Hello, welcome to Star Wars,
Alliance Podcast,
and today we are reviewing Star Wars Rebels
Season 1, Episode 13, Fire Across the Galaxy.
Fire Across the Galaxy. Yes, and let me tell you, this was a great episode to end off season 1.
Yeah, I would agree with you there as well.
Yeah, a very cool episode. I really highly enjoyed it. We have lots of stuff to talk about, especially too for season 2. But right now, let's review episode
And if you're clicking on this video, don't forget spoiler warning if you have not seen the episode yet.
1.
So
Yes.
stay back from spoilers if you don't want to find out who's in it,
Yeah.
which two characters are in it, or anything like that.
Yeah, so no spoilers. Please leave now. Watch the episode. Come
Or
back.
just mute your mic thing and just skip it to the end.
Or no, don't do that because we'd just be spoiling the shit out of this.
Yep.
So here we go then with our first screen cap of Sabine making fun of the bucket heads or stormtroopers.
Yeah, so this scene was pretty funny. The reason why I really loved this scene because it was from the Star Wars Rebels shorts, how we get to see Sabine blew up the TIE fighters once
Well, yeah,
before.
and that was so weird. It's like they did that just for fun, to introduce some of the characters, and then they brought that back in, like recontinue it, like saying, "Oh, great, here she is again."
Yeah, the funniest bit I had to go say in the scene has to be when the stormtrooper goes, "Oh, not this again! Everybody move!"
Yeah, then when he said that, boom, baby.
Yeah, so that was the biggest explosion Sabine never caused to the TIE fighters. And then we get to see like a Rebels logo like
Yeah,
appearing.
which at first I went, really, that's just cheesy, and I still think that's a little bit cheesy, but I
Just a little
understand.
off.
Yeah, I understand. But I had a
Or,
problem with the opening at first because I felt like the stormtroopers were too dumb, and I felt like
yeah,
Sabine was like, and plus too, there were scenes there where she was just standing there and they were missing point blank range. I'm going, what
yeah,
the
and
hell? This is so stupid. But then when I think back to episode 4, Luke and everyone else were just standing there, and the stormtroopers were just shooting, missing him all the time. So I went,
I
okay,
know.
it makes sense.
They should go back to the training grounds of Camino and just
Well,
kick
yeah,
it in.
Camino is dead at this point. They stopped the cloning process and whatnot. So,
Yeah, and also the funniest bit has to be when we get to see the ship taken off, how we get to see Seb waves to the stormtroopers.
oh yes, very lovely.
Yeah,
And so the reason why they stole this ship is to trying to get on one of the Star Destroyers.
Tarkin's Star Destroyer.
Yeah, to rescue Kanan and whatnot. And it was so weird. I thought we might be actually on Mustafar during
Yeah,
this
same.
whole, but no, we were just stuck on the Star Destroyers, which not a big problem, not a big problem at
Mm.
all. And our next screen cap here is basically Kanan getting integrated, or I don't know how you say that word, basically
Interrogate.
interrogated by the Inquisitor and whatnot. And we get a very good scene here too of basically how he felt during the Order 66 with his master.
Yeah, and we also got to know how Kanan survived Order 66 as well. We
Hmm.
found out that basically his master like sacrificed herself to save her Padawan.
Hmm.
And she basically like said, "Run." That's it.
Yep, that's the last words that he heard her said and whatnot. And it was so great too because when you were looking at this too, you saw like this shameful look in Kanan's face, like the Inquisitor got him, got.
Yeah, and he's like saying, "What have I done to myself?"
Yeah. It was a very good scene, and I really love how they did it too. Very well done. Very well done. And
Mm.
I'd love to see more about if we're going to see like a flashback maybe or something of Kanan's past and whatnot.
Yeah, like maybe like a Vision of Order 66 with his master and
Yeah.
him like trying to escape the Jedi Temple, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, you know what too? I just want to bring this up now. When Bray rescued Kanan and whatnot, and he brought back and saw Hera for the first time, I thought for certain that they were going to kiss or something, but
Yeah.
no, no, just a hug, just a hug. But you can tell though they have something going on. Even the crew knows they got something going on.
Yeah, they're like, oh damn, Kanan, you better stay alive.
Yes, I'm gonna take you to your room tonight. After all the
Alright.
shit I've been through, damn.
Get interrogated by the Inquisitor, getting electrocuted,
Yeah,
and get
now I'm going to
injections.
interrogate you, baby.
Alright, so next screen cap.
Next screen cap is them going to the Star Destroyer Brocade and whatnot with their very stylized TIE fighter that Sabine painted up and whatnot.
Yeah, now this was actually one of the good like artists kind of what Sabine has going.
Mm-hmm.
How we get to see her like paint. I don't know we how she painted it that fast.
Well, you remember too, it takes place, it's like that TIE fighter they got from the episode where they stole the TIE fighter
Oh
and,
yeah, I
and
forgot what
whatnot.
that was called again.
Yeah, Firefight.
Yeah,
Right, that's the episode where they stole the TIE fighter and whatnot, and
yeah,
it's staying there, and only Sabine, no, not Sabine, only Seb and
and
Ezra know
Ezra
about it.
knows.
But of course,
And
Ezra told Sabine and whatnot and such, and she did her little magic, and so it's like over time.
yeah, and I love the detail of what we get to see on the Mustafar planet as well.
Yeah, I noticed this. It's like every time that we go out of like the characters like inside Star Destroyer and out in space, it just looks so beautiful. I mean,
I
such
know.
great detail in this shot right here. Just so
Yeah,
wonderful. And plus, it's like the last three episodes recently have been the best animating, the best lighting, the everything. It's just
yeah.
so wonderful.
The funniest bit as well has to be when we get to see Ezra goes to Hera. Well, we do have a other TIE fighter.
Yes.
And like I said, was going, nah, like, don't tell her, Ezra.
Yeah. Don't screw this shit up, kid.
And like, how Hera reacted to
Yeah.
them telling her, and Seb's reaction was so funny. It was like, no, don't please, don't get me in trouble.
Yeah, but yeah, that was very lovely too. And our next screen cap here is basically we see a more up closer look at Sabine's handiwork. And it's so funny too that the stormtroopers look at the other one here saying, "Oh, we should call in and whatnot," and the other one says, "Well, I kind of like it."
Yeah, like he wants to keep it, and
Yeah,
when they're hearing the detonates, I cannot say that word. Sorry,
sure.
I apologize there. They're like, oh God, don't tell me this happened again,
Yeah,
and like it goes, shoo, like all the electric shocks,
yeah, and
shockwave.
what I like though about what he said there is not. I know it's nothing big, but I think it's kind of big. Is because it shows that these stormtroopers are still people. They're not just dead pan people. And whatnot. So doing little small talk like that is always fun to have.
Yeah, they're like, oh God, what have we done again?
Yeah. So
Uh,
basically, for this shocks the stormtroopers' helmets and off the equipment in that little area, makes them fall asleep for some reason. I don't know why, but
Maybe it's like a wee drug what you put inside it. Maybe
yeah. Well, how can it
eh,
be a weed drug? It's electric
or
current.
yeah, or a knockout gas, like kind of.
Well, there's no knockout gas. Basically, what you saw was it was electric current bomb. It was like electric bombs, and that electric current went through that little small area. And for some reason, I guess the helmets. I know the helmets would have been affected because their electronics would not work. But
No, what
how would
about
that
the
make them though fall asleep
yeah,
or
what about
knock out?
communications though? Like communications, what they have inside their helmets.
Yeah, that would be knockout too. But
Yeah,
it's just like the thing is like it does not make sense how it would knock them out and go to sleep. But that's like a little nitpick, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, but basically after that though, then the team, goes in and tries to find out where Kanan
Kanan
is.
is.
Yeah, but then when they were doing that, they get ambushed by stormtroopers here and whatnot, so they have to run away, and Ezra has to go into the
Vents.
ventilation shafts
Yeah, and the
to
cool
get
thing
to.
about this as well has to be when we get to see Ezra puts his lightsaber in
Oh yeah,
the
into the
door.
door and whatnot, and that's kind of homage too a little bit to like Episode One, just for fun, just to saying that with Qui-Gon with the door.
Yeah, and I love how Sabine says, "Great work, kid." I mean,
Yeah.
Ezra and Sabine are actually bonding closer together now. Would
Yeah,
you think?
but yeah, definitely. But you know, what, when you said that line, and when I heard that line, I just said to myself, why do they still keep treating Ezra like Sabine for sure too? Why does she keep saying kid to him?
Yeah.
He's only 1 year apart. He's really not that much of a kid. He's a teenager basically.
Hmm.
Because Sabine is 16, Ezra is 15. So he's
Yeah.
technically a teenager. So I don't understand why they
Call
have
him
to treat
Teen.
him like a kid still.
Yeah, just call him Teen.
Well, not that. Just call him good shot. I mean, just say that. I understand though it's a catchphrase for good shot, kid,
Yeah.
or way to go, kid. I understand with everything. It's like usually the younger persons you should call kid. Even Luke Skywalker was called kid. In that one. Yeah, yeah, it was called kid.
Yeah. By Han Solo.
Yeah, like great shot, kid.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but still, it's like I wish they'd stop. I wish I mostly for Sabine. I just wish she stopped treating Ezra so much as like a kid. She didn't say that, that's fine, but I do get the feeling that there's sometimes she does treat him somewhat like a kid, but of course not as well.
Yeah.
It's just I get that feeling sometimes, and I wish they stopped doing that, but I understand though.
So our next screen cap.
Our next screen cap is basically them meeting up with the Inquisitor, and we
Yeah.
get a real good lightsaber fight scene too.
Yeah, the cool bit about this scene has to be when we get to see the Inquisitor like throws his double lightsaber to Ezra, and we get to see Ezra like falls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
and we have to like find out a mystery if he's dead or not.
yeah, and the cool thing too is that the whole lightsaber fight here was just brilliant, as you can see here. It was very wonderful, and I love it too that Ezra, of course, has the the scared
Yeah,
face, and Kanan,
yeah,
of course, has that intimidating look because this is the first lightsaber fight that Ezra basically got into the fight. Of course, he didn't do much, of course, which is
yeah,
good because he has really no training in the Jedi arts yet. But still, it was very well done, and as you said
yeah,
too, with him getting knocked out and whatnot and all of that stuff.
yeah. And the cool thing about this has to be when Kanan picks up Ezra's lightsaber and he
Yeah,
puts them
and then
both
uses
together.
gun and whatnot too.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah, and when you said that too and whatnot.
yeah, and the funniest bit has to be when Harris tried to communicate into Ezra,
Yeah, and
and
then
like he wakes up.
yeah, and
Uh,
what do you think of the scars? Somebody said that Ezra should have lost an eye or something more than just a scar. What do you think?
yeah, I don't know. The scars look okay. I mean, they should just start out with one or two, just one.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm fine with the scars. I don't want him to like use an eye yet or use an arm. I think it's a little bit
And
too early
then
for that.
yeah, and then have an eye patch.
Yeah, actually, no, it was a good thing they didn't because if they're going to have Darth Vader as the bad guy from what it looks like in season two, it would be cool that Darth Vader actually chops off like his arm or something. You
Yeah,
know, that
before
would
he
make more
died.
sense because that shows that Darth Vader is definitely a more higher threat than the Cruiser is.
Yeah, the funniest bit to me has to be when Ezra wakes up and Harris says, "Is Kanan all right?" And then Ezra goes, "I think he's doing fine."
Yeah, definitely fine too. And it's very cool too to see him with the two lightsabers, right here.
Yeah,
It's very cool seeing him double braiding with the Christopher with his double braid. And it was weird too seeing some of the slow motion shots. I mean, they were work for what they were, but it was just so weird, especially too with the slow motion shot here with cutting uh the Christopher's blade. It just seemed like that was unnecessary. It could have been fast and I've been okay with it, but it was fine.
Yeah, and this is where the Inquisitor dies. Basically, he
Yep.
falls off the only edge, and the strangest bit to me has to be how Kanan says the Force is stronger than you think.
Yeah, but then the Inquisitor, when before he dies, he says, there's worse things to fear than death, and he's meaning, of course, to Darth Vader,
Yeah,
And then after he says that, he lets go and falls, and he gets basically exploded by the
yeah,
explosion. Now, you said you didn't like this.
yeah. Because if you think about it, the Inquisitor is hunts down Jedi for a living,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he should get put out is like getting his head chopped off, maybe. Like,
Yeah, lots of people, I should say, did not really like the Crusader's death, and I also too was expecting Kanan to kill him, but then when I was saying to myself too, the Jedi can't kill. That's not the Jedi way. And if Kanan still, holds that rule and still holds the Jedi's altar and whatnot, he, I don't think will kill the Crusader, but I was hoping so because it's like, the Jedi altar is gone, and you need to do whatever you can to survive. Kill him off.
mhm.
But I do like it though that they
Yeah,
did not kill him though, just because
it's
of.
a kid show, like
Well, it's not
maybe.
that. No, no, it's not that either. It's just that it's the Jedi way. It's the Jedi way,
Yeah.
not to kill and whatnot. Plus, two, it seems like too, if he did kill the Crusader, Kanan might turn a little bit more to the dark side because you saw the anger controlling him and whatnot. You saw that his personality did change a bit when fighting the Crusader after he fought Ezra was dead.
Yeah, and the funniest bit as well has to be when uh Ezra was saying Kanan, like he was hearing it through his head.
Mm-hmm.
I know it, which was really cool.
Which was very cool indeed, for sure. And we see them here, of course, together, happy and whatnot, glad they're
Yeah.
alive and such, and they steal the Cruiser's tie.
Yeah, before we mentioned that, the funniest line has to be from Kanan how he goes, "You scare me sometimes, kid."
Yeah, that was very lovely, very
Mhm.
lovely. And then after that, we see basically Tarkin here and whatnot escaping from the Star Destroyer that's getting exploded. And by the way, too, beautiful shot here. This
Yeah.
almost looks like it's from Episode 3. It's very beautiful. That's really that good visually. It definitely looks like it's from a Star Wars film.
Mhm.
Yeah, so after that gets blown up, of course, we see that the rebels came to help out the crew and make them escape, of course. You got the
Yeah.
two rebels ships right there.
And we
You
see the
know,
ghost. Who do you think is
yeah.
driving the ghost? Quick question.
You know who. We
Yeah.
all know who.
Yeah.
We'll get to that person here soon.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But basically, the next scene here we got is basically a little tease, like a little like, oh my God, was this Fulcrum all along? Was what's his name? Oh,
Senator Organa.
Santa Organa. Was he Fulcrum? It was a little
No.
tease. No, it's not Fulcrum, but it's a very nice little like like a little tease
Yeah.
there.
Like a wee Easter egg there.
And we like it almost mess up with our thoughts a bit. But it was very cool though seeing
Wow.
him, you
Then we
know,
see someone coming down the stairs or the
with
ladder.
yep, with new lightsabers too.
Yeah.
New curved
And it
lightsabers.
is
Ahsoka.
Yes. So this is really cool how we get to see Ahsoka again. We kind of done a production on our last podcast what we done, which was
Yeah,
it's Ahsoka
it's
Fulcrum.
Ahsoka Fulcrum, yes.
Yeah.
And here she is, and
Yeah.
it's very cool too to see her once again. It was very awesome seeing her. It was very cool. It was very, very cool. You know?
We all know it was gonna be Ahsoka.
Yeah, but
I
it was
think.
so cool to see her
Yeah.
films.
And in a video like what they done, like how they made Star Wars Rebels Fire Across the Galaxy, Dave Filoni says that they really want to bring an old character back from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and they were thinking about, and they were like, teetering on it, and like, should we not? But Dave Filoni just love this character so much.
Yeah, and
You know?
it's played by the same voice actor who played in the Clone Wars,
Yeah,
Ashley Erskine, I believe her name is.
yeah, and Press 2, they don't give her the same. She doesn't give her the same voice. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, because she's a wee bit more mature as
Yeah,
well.
but it's very cool to see Ahsoka back once again. Now, we're going to talk about her new look a bit because this is how she looks like in Rebels, right?
Hmm.
And this is how the daughter of her was supposed to look like in the Clone Wars. Now it's totally different. You can tell it's totally different. Now when you look at the tattoos on her face, basically, you see her tattoos there, and you see these. They're totally different.
Yeah, so they like change the tattoos a wee bit, maybe, or
Yeah, and also too the tails too. You see how those are much more longer, much more like fire-like, and where if
yeah,
this one there's the actual way how Ahsoka had her tails as, you know? It's it's kind of weird. When you look at this face, you have to get used to it a bit though to say, yeah, that's Ahsoka, but when you hear the voice and when you see it move, you know that's Ahsoka, but it's just so
yeah.
weird that they went a little bit different with their look. I understand it's not going to look like this because they didn't even know what Ahsoka was going to truly look like yet. As an adult, we just put something together. I get that, but I wish they kept some stuff like from her. Besides the
Well, they
tattoo.
kept the lightsabers.
Well, no, they changed the lightsabers, but it's a weird look, but I didn't handle it. I didn't believe it
Yeah,
because I guess when you grow out your tails, they're not going to keep the same shape like that. They are going
yeah,
to move out like that. But it's just so weird too because you see right there, they're so thick and large. The blue markings, and then when you see here, they're thin and whatnot.
yeah. The funniest bit as well is to me when we get to see to when Hera says, "Everyone, this is Fulcrum," and Ahsoka, well, Fulcrum says, "Just call me Ahsoka."
Yeah.
And I did not understand how Kanan did not recognize Ahsoka because she had lightsabers. Kanan
What
had lightsabers, and Ezra had a lightsaber. So
Well, the thing is, too, you have to remember, she is not technically a Jedi anymore. Remember, she left the Jedi Order and
oh
whatnot,
yeah,
all of that. So, yeah. But before we get into that topic, too, what do you think of her look, then? Do you like it? Do
it's
you,
okay. But I wish they kept like something back from the Clone Wars, like maybe I
do
don't
you
know.
wish, so what I'm saying, though, is, like, do you prefer this look or this
I
look?
prefer the Nara look from season 3 of that episode
Yeah.
of the Clone Wars because she looked like maybe a wee bit younger at that time
Yeah.
because she was maybe training or something.
Yeah, I have to agree a bit, but I do like this look. I just feel like we have to see more of it and whatnot, and see how she looks like in action and whatnot and all of that such. It's a new look to get used to, I should say. But of course, at least they kept the face good, you know?
Yeah,
That's the important part too. They kept the face good and close to the longer Ahsoka into this one
yeah.
here in the Visions.
And if you don't know who Fulcrum is, he's basically like the founder of the rebellion.
Well,
And
he is
yeah,
basically.
he started it, I
Yeah,
would say.
which is what do you think about that? What do you think about Ahsoka basically starting though? Well, of course she didn't start it. It's helped with also too Senator Organa and whatnot as well.
Yeah,
Which too, if you look at the behind the scenes uh deleted scenes for episode 3, you see that they were already thinking about doing something to go against Chancellor Palpatine to get him out of office. But then after he became emperor, they went, "Fuck it, rebellion time, baby. Let's do it.
mm,
Let's go."
yeah,
And with Ahsoka's help too, they made a grand force together and whatnot and all of that such. It's just that now it looks like that Ahsoka is the leader of this rebellion that Organa and her started basically.
hmm.
So yeah,
So
and now when we get to season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, we will see Ahsoka with her lightsabers out, and we actually have screenshots already of what that would look like. And as you
yeah,
see, they're white lightsabers,
hmm.
and we get to
Oh,
see
my
her.
Skype thing's here.
Yes,
Oh,
but we also too get to see her new costume as well, which is close to her costume in the Clone Wars show. It's like some
yeah,
parts are recognizable, but it's totally different.
yeah.
Totally,
I love the lightsabers like idea, how
they're
they
right.
made them white. Yeah,
Yeah, because Dave Filoni said this too. He said, she's not a Jedi anymore, so of course, she will not have the traditional blue and all that and whatnot. They'll just be plain white. She's a neutral Jedi.
yeah.
She's a woke Jedi, basically.
Mm.
And when I see her here in this full pose, I definitely see Ahsoka for sure. I definitely see a adult Ahsoka, especially too in the next one we got here.
Yeah, it looks like more in action. I would like to see like a battle against Vader and Ahsoka.
Yeah,
How
that would be so cool. And the thing is too, I don't think Ahsoka and everyone else knows that Anakin is Darth Vader, because that was kept hush hush.
mm, and
And so
Ahsoka
what?
wouldn't know that either because uh she left the Jedi Order before Order 66.
Yeah,
And yeah,
yeah, of course. And also, and it would be so cool that she and him meet up and whatnot. They fight a bit and such and whatnot. And before, like, let's say Darth Vader kills her or something. I hope that happens. I hope Darth Vader kills her. But I hope though, before he does that, he says who he is and whatnot, or who he used to be, I should say. You know,
mhm,
and he kills her off, or that she finds out that Darth Vader was Anakin, and Darth Vader basically says that name has no meaning to me,
yeah,
and
like Ahsoka like runs away or something.
or Darth Vader, yeah, once away, then Darth Vader throws the lightsaber into her back and is betrayed out.
Yeah,
But I just really want a good death scene with Darth Vader and Ahsoka. I really want a good fight scene. I really want to see this conflict between her feelings of trying to kill Darth Vader if she knows that's Anakin, you
yeah,
know? And what I like to hear, we should talk about this design a little bit more too, is that um, they kept what she had in the Clone Wars show in season 3 and onwards with the longer braid and the shorter blade. You can see
yeah.
that here. And what do you think of this lightsaber design of what we can see so far in her
Well,
left hand?
well, it looks pretty good so far, but how did she get a small lightsaber again?
Yeah, that's a good question everyone asks too. Is like, how does she get lightsabers like that? Like, how does she build them and whatnot?
Or
Especially
maybe,
too with like
maybe,
Order 66 happening.
maybe she just used her magic and just craft herself one like that.
Yeah, and also too, it's a bit interesting too that she did left the Jedi Order, but she still uses lightsabers in the Force.
Hmm.
So basically, yeah, she's a woke Jedi, and whatnot. But yeah, love this costume though. I have to admit, I think it fits the character very well and whatnot. And Dave Filoni said it's a little bit more like a Japanese samurai type of look almost.
Mm.
And I can see that a bit. So yeah. So besides Ahsoka, we get a big cock tease of Darth Vader here. And it was it's like, oh my god, yes, Darth Vader, yeah! And he's only in it for freaking 10 seconds.
Actually, 45 minutes. No,
45
45
minutes?
seconds. 45 seconds.
What?
Or,
He's only in it for just the end, and all we hear is the breathing. And that
yeah,
was like, come on, come on. You give us a tease, and then you pull it away from us. Don't be a cocksucker.
yeah. And like, the way he walks off is really, off the ship was really, I don't know what to say, but it was really okay, I
I
guess.
I found it very well done. I thought how it was shot was not the best until we saw it up close. I
Yeah,
wish it did kind of like an homage thing of how like we saw him in episode 6, where you see the door coming down and then you see his feet and whatnot, and then you see the whole body. And that's a weird thing too. I heard Dave Filoni said it's like we never want to shoot Darth Vader below. We only want to do that with like the Emperor and Tarkin, which is weird.
yeah. And do you see Agent Corilla's face?
And that's the other thing too. Yeah, you're right. They with his face, he didn't look that scared. In which that kind of bugged me a bit because Starfire's the big bad guy. He's the big cheese. You're supposed to be scared when you see Darth Vader. You know. So that was kind of weird, but I can't wait to see what they do with Darth Vader. He's going to be like from right now. It looks like he's going to be the main villain, in season.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just wish we got a little bit more of Darth Vader at the end. But I get it though. It's like here's the big bad guy. Shit is going to get real for season 2. Come in, stay tuned for season 2. Come on, more Darth Vader action. Boom, bob, bing. You know.
yeah. When does season 2 release? I know it's in April sometime.
Maybe it looks like it's gonna be maybe somewhere in this year, but I don't know for sure. But didn't we announce anything yet? But yeah, though, I'm really hoping though that we get real good dialogue scenes, real cool stuff with Darth Vader, and of course, every Star Wars fan hopes we see Darth Vader fight Ahsoka. We want
Yeah,
that. We want that, and it would be cool though to see that like maybe a little bit here and there. It's like a little bit of Ahsoka fighting here, then a little bit of Ahsoka fighting here, then we get the big one here, or just give us something, give us like a big battle, like it really matters too, a big battle between her and him and whatnot, and I really, really want her to know that Darth Vader's Anakin. If they don't do that, and if she dies by not knowing that, fuck Star Wars Rebels then, because literally no. If they don't do that, if they don't give us a big fight, if she doesn't know that he's Anakin Skywalker, if there's not this big conflict to her, developing her character along to the other Star Wars Rebels characters, then no, I'm done. But
um,
we
and
have
the
to wait and see.
funniest bit about that, if they have a battle, he'll come. All right, there's Sky Guy. How's everything hanging?
Oh God, no, no,
Oh
no,
wait,
no,
sorry, you're a Sith. I can't say that anymore.
no. I do not want to hear Sky Guy with the appearance of Darth Vader. No.
Yeah, and imagine Tarkin called him that. All right, there's Sky Guy.
Oh God. Hey, I heard your
Yeah,
nickname before when you were a Jedi. How are you going, Sky
yeah.
Guy?
So yeah, guys, that is wrapping it up for this episode for Star Wars Alliance podcast. So if you enjoyed our review for Star Wars Rebels Fire Across the Galaxy, the season 1 finale, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for Friday when we have a special interview coming right up.
With
And
someone who has worked in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back.
So yeah, so be a lookout for that on Friday. We'll make a short video announcement telling you that I'll be on, and you can leave your comments down below what you would like to ask him or anything. So yeah, so thanks for
Also, too, hold on, and also too, uh, be around for our season 1 review of Star Wars Rebels.
yeah, so that'll be coming either today or tomorrow. So yeah, guys, see you in the next Rebels show, and goodbye.
Yep, may the Force be with you.